Livingston and Tangela too, and our host Vincent Van Dahl. And he brings it to you. Creature features and all creatures and all features. And the creature gonna get you tonight. You better not turn out your bedroom light. He'll grab your head and give it such a bite. You may even die, just from a fright. You ain't nothing gonna be, baby. You ain't nothing gonna be alright. Cause the creature gonna get you, baby. Don't get you tonight.
La 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 la.
Please, for the love of God, do not sing during the intro again.
Technically, it's not really singing, since there are no lyrics for the theme to Star Wars. At least, none to my knowledge.
Whatever it is you are doing with your mouth, please stop.
Someone woke up on the wrong side of his bed today. Welcome to Creature Features. I'm your host, Vincent. The grumbling old sod on the port side of your television screen would be my ordinarily refined and polite butler, Mr. Livingston. And over to this side would be my delightfully sweet and exquisitely demure housemate, the lovely Miss Tangela.
Did you know that your delightful charge took a chainsaw to a power pole, leaving a large portion of the city in the dark?
Is this true? She says that she needed the lumber to replace the broken beam on her trebuchet.
I should have retired years ago.
Enough with this manner-revolved minutia. Let's get on with the show. Joining us tonight will be robot maker Steve Mead. He's a robotics teacher who started with Lego robots and worked his way up to building functional replicas of the Star Wars robots, including R2-D2. Hence my incantation of the Star Wars theme. He'll show us some of his creations, tell us how they're made, and explain to our friends at home how they can learn to make robots too. He'll also pipe in about tonight's film, which will be The Monster of Piedras Blancas from 1959. This film is much like Creature from the Black Lagoon, except there is no lagoon. The creature is slightly less impressive, and the movie also lacks the thespianic skills of the legendary Wit Bissell. So don't go away, for it is to be another night of robotic sea creature fright, right here on Creature Features. Stay tuned. So, Steve Mead, Robot Maker, do you know that if our viewers were to switch over to Channel 4, they could watch There Was a Crooked Man with Kirk Douglas and Henry Fonda?
Very cool.
No, it looks like some kind of Western film. You know what? I think we've got it beat. I think we have a better movie finally. Who knows? Welcome to Creature Features. We are with a very special guest tonight. We've got Steve Mead, or is it Steven?
Steve.
You go by Steve?
Yes.
You know, there's not too many people named Steve in the UK.
No.
They go by Stephen.
It's proper.
No, it is proper. So on your birth certificate, does it say
says
Stephen?
Stephen.
Right.
Yep.
Now, is it a PH or a
Nope.
V?
V.
You know, I think the people who have PH are psychotic.
Yes.
Oh,
I
no,
know-
the parents were.
I know two of them with PH, and they
See?
are crazy.
Right? And you want to call him Stefan.
Yes. One of them actually wants to be called Steph.
He wants to be called Stefan. Can you believe it? Anyways, we have a fun night stored for you. We've got The Monster of Piedras Blancas, which I could barely say. 1959. You have not seen this film yet, I take it?
No, I have not.
This is a good film.
Is it?
No, it's a wonderful film. And not too many people know about it because they're too busy trying to find the creature from the Black Lagoon.
See, that's one that came to mind when I was hearing about them.
Right.
Yep.
And apparently the bloke who built the costume for Creature from the Black Lagoon did the monster for this one as well.
Really?
Yeah. And I think this film came after, so he had more practice. He was able to
Refined his skills.
better, right? But it's a much more scenic area. I mean, Creature from the Black Lagoon. Where did they film that? Florida or something like that?
L.A. and Florida.
L.A. and Florida. This was filmed on the coast of California.
Much better.
It's like poppies. It looks like our front yard. Yes. No. This film you watch, it looks like our view and the terrain and everything is the same.
Wow.
You'll see. Anyways, Steve, he makes robots.
Yes.
How long you been doing this?
6 years now.
6 years. I think you should have like some type of certificate after 5, right? It says official robot maker of the world. Now, is your stuff strictly Star Wars stuff?
Yes.
Right. Why have you not ventured into like B9 from Lost in Space or?
There is a friend of mine making those.
Right.
And he's also making the dog
Which dog?
from the British show.
Oh, from Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
What's he called? K9?
K9, yes.
K9. Yeah,
He does
that'd
a
be
K9.
So is he going to make a Dalek?
I'm not sure.
He needs to make a Dalek.
Yeah.
No,
that would
that'd be
actually be
fun.
neat.
You lift the top off, and inside, I think there's like a little pedal mechanism. No, and you get inside, and you've got a little steering thing, and you pedal, and
Why not just walk? Have it on casters and walk.
No, it would look wrong. No, it's
How would it look wrong?
because you get that steppy look.
True.
No,
Yep.
no. British know how to do the robots. Trust me on this. That's
Yes.
why they filmed Star Wars in the UK.
They did.
Because they had better robots. I could be wrong. Who knows? Anyways, we're going to take a look at some of his robots. We will discuss how you built them, where you take them, and all the fun stuff involved there. But first, let's get this movie started, shall we?
Sounds good.
All right, off we go to the monster of Piedras Blancas, something like that, 1959. See you soon.
Hey! Hey, you there! I told you to stay away from this light! I meant it! Now go on! Beat it!
Never saw anything like it in my life. Head's ripped clean off. What do you think, Constable?
I don't know what to think. They're white as sheets. They don't look like they got a drop of blood left in them. We'll know better after an autopsy.
I bet old Sturgis knows more than he'll tell.
The Rinaldi brothers always fished out at the point.
The boat could have drifted back. How about it, Madsen?
I suppose you let me do the thinking. You take these bodies over to Coach X, and I'll have Doc Jorgensen take a look at them.
I still think Sturgis ought to tell us what he knows.
Maybe he don't know nothing.
You want to bet?
Oh. All right, now quit your grumbling. Get him out of here. Okay, folks, you go on home now, will you? This is not a Roman holiday, please.
I need some supplies.
You see what happened to the Rinaldi brothers?
I didn't stop.
It was me that found them. I went out on the pier to look at my lobster traps when I see the boat way out over there by the breaker line. Well, it was low in the water and looked like it was empty, but I did not pay much attention until it drifted near the pier. Then I seen them, like slaughtered steers. Their throats cut clean. Funny thing, though, not much blood around.
That lens cleaner I ordered come in yet?
That'll be in next week. You know, the constable has the idea that they got caught in that squall we had last night and couldn't keep off the rocks. But if that was the case, I say they would still be on the rocks and nothing left of that boat at all.
Let me have a pound of liver and 2 of bacon.
If you want to know what I think, it ain't rocks and it ain't squalls. It's something living that did it.
Kochek, you talk too much.
No, that's what they said 2 years ago when that couple came down from the east to go fishing. They found nothing else but some debris washed up on the shore. Anything else?
Just my week's meat scraps.
It's 1350. You know, if this had happened when I first came here, there would be nobody said nothing about rocks and squalls. It would be the monster of Piedras Blancas. I'm not so sure they would not be right. You know, we should pay more attention to these legends. It would explain many things that happened in the last 30 years.
Kochek, you're a bigger fool than I thought. Now, where's my meat scraps?
You did not show up yesterday, so I gave them to Bert for his hogs.
You knew I'd be in.
I'm getting tired of keeping these meat scraps for you. Besides, Bert paid for it.
You idiot. You'll be sorry for this.
That'll be $3.
Where'll we put them?
Wait a minute, I'll open up the ice room. Now, don't forget, we're burying the Rinaldi brothers in the morning. First-class funeral. Better not miss it.
What's biting him?
I didn't save the scraps for a stupid dog. I understand Doc Jorgensen's coming to look them over. I've got my own ideas of what happened. Come on.
Good morning, Dad.
You left early this morning, Lucille.
I had to open up.
I got the supplies, so you won't have to shop.
Thanks.
Be home before dark. I'll have supper ready.
Oh, I've got to work tonight, Dad. Mrs. Madsen isn't feeling too well.
Oh. I got some nice liver. You always like that.
I'm sorry. I can't help it.
I don't like you coming home after dark.
Oh, I'll be all right. Fred will bring me.
Don't be late. Understand?
Yes, sir. Oh, Mrs. Sturgis, can I have a word with you? I thought maybe you might be able to help me. Now, I know the Rinaldi boys always fished out to the point, and I thought you might have seen them. What time did the squall hit out there last night?
About midnight.
What time did you start the foghorn?
I blew from 11:30 till dawn.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't see anything unusual all night?
If I had, I'd tell you.
Well, just that I knew they always fished out there.
I've told them plenty of times. It's dangerous this time of year. Never can tell when a blow's coming up. But they wouldn't listen. Nobody listens. They'll learn someday.
What's aching him?
He is the most unfriendly man I ever knew. Oh, I'm sorry, Lucy. I didn't mean that. This business has got me upset, I guess.
That's all right, Mr. Madsen. I know the town isn't very fond of Dad.
I'll go see what Doc's found out. I don't imagine there'll be many people in for lunch today, so take the afternoon off if you'd like. Eddie here can take care of things.
All right, I'll see.
All right.
Your dad and the town always been at odds with one another?
No, not always.
What happened? Don't want to tell me?
Some other time.
Hey, lady, you gonna let a customer die of thirst?
I don't know why I let this upset me.
Oh, it's natural.
Dad isn't really like that.
Look, I'm sure he isn't. Hey, I've got a good idea.
What's that?
Well, I've got to go out to the point and pick some specimens. Why don't you come along?
Gee, I'd like to, but I haven't had a chance to clean this place all day.
You might not get another offer.
All right. Maybe the townspeople won't be hungry today, but I'll bet you will. I'll make some sandwiches and we'll take them with us.
There, you see, I knew there was some reason I wanted you to come along.
I'm not sure it's me or my cooking you're falling for.
Well, I always try to keep them guessing.
Oh, you do you?
Well, what happened, Doc? What'd you find?
Well, the jugular veins, the carotid arteries, the esophagus, the trachea were cut straight across. There was a complete transection of the spinal cord.
What?
In short, the heads were severed from the trunks. Death was instantaneous.
Well, how could it have happened?
I don't know, George. If we were living in the 19th century, I'd say they were victims of the guillotine.
You mean they were murdered?
That's your department, not mine.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was an accident.
Well, maybe it was, but I doubt it. The manner of death was identical in both cases, and it had all the earmarks of a conscious act.
Looks to me like the work of some inhuman beast.
Oh, that's a pack of nonsense, Kochek.
You haven't been here as long as I have, Constable. Have you not heard of the legend of the monster Piedras Blancas?
An old wives' tale, you know it.
Yes, of course it is. Now, it may have been a freak accident, or we may have a lunatic on our hands. Have there been any reports of strangers in the vicinity, George?
No, I haven't heard of any. I can check with the constable over at Windswept. Yeah, let's go over to the office. Look, Kochek, the whole town's upset. Now, keep your stories to yourself until we get this cleared up.
Do you really think you will?
And the monster's already claimed his first victim. I like it when films start like
Yes.
this because, you know, it hits the ground running, as it should. You know, there's so many monster films we show where it's like you don't see the monster or any murders until like close to the end.
And great dismemberments.
Right. Yes, indeed. In any case, if you're just joining us, we are watching The Monster of Piedras Blancas. I'm going to have trouble with this title all night long, I know it. From 1959, wonderful film. Stick around, you'll like this film. But I'm joined by Steve Mead, and he's a robot maker. And what in God's name? That looks like a bread box.
Yes, he's the beginnings of a mouse droid.
A mouse droid. Oh, I know this one. It needs a tail, does it not?
No, no tail.
No tail.
This is the one that Chewbacca was walking up on in Star Wars.
In the first film.
In the first film.
It had a tail, did it not?
No, it had little gribbles on top.
All right, let me see. So the top comes off.
Top comes off.
And then with this, you would store all your Darth Vader items inside of this.
It could be a good transport.
Look at that. Look how simple that is.
He's 3D printed.
No.
Yes.
You printed this.
Yes, sir.
My goodness.
Rubber tires and everything.
That is incredible. I need to buy one of these 3D printers.
They're addictive.
No, I think I will print myself a wife or something, right?
That might be a
not
little
quite there yet?
rough.
No, with AI and, 3D printers. Yeah, they just need to learn to print flesh. So this all came out of a print. This is incredible.
It came out in 6 pieces.
There was, of course, a lot of sanding involved.
Yes, that's the dirty part.
So when this is currently does not have its battery and its function stuff, but when it does, how fast does it go?
This actually has a battery from Ryobi Tools.
Right.
So it's 18 volts. The motor is from electric scooters.
Oh my goodness.
So the scooters are rated at 60 miles an hour.
Good Lord. And with no payload other than this.
Yeah. We race them at shows, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
This is great. And you do this all by yourself.
Yes.
You should make an entire fleet.
I'm making, coming up with a design of this one goes around through the shows.
Right.
And it has a signal and a receiver in smaller mouse droids. So he goes throughout the thing and he picks up and they follow each other.
Oh, how fun. Yeah, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
You know, we have all kinds of mice here, so if you want to take any of those, it's like prototypes.
That would work. That would work.
You could look at designs. And so have you ever made any like a mechanical thing without wheels?
Without wheels?
That
I
has
have,
like legged locomotion.
He doesn't walk, but I do have a pit droid, also known as dum-dums.
You brought that. We're going to show that,
Yes.
right? All right. All right. Well, this is wonderful. And it smells good, too.
Yeah, it does.
Good paint. Anyways, let's get back to this film. And then
All right.
when we come back, we're going to take a look at another robot, right?
Yes.
All right. Off we go back to the film. Don't go away. It's going to be fun because we hope it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's right.
And so far it is.
So far. All right. See you soon.
Let's try this.
You fix the grub, ma'am.
You sound like a drugstore cowboy.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
I've noticed.
Oh, the townspeople don't know what they're missing.
Neither does Mr. Matt.
Well, it isn't going to bankrupt the wings.
Oh, I left $1 in the till.
I feel like a kept man.
Don't you worry. I'll get it back several times over. Remember, you're taking me to the windswept Saturday night.
Oh, was that this Saturday night?
You know darn well it was.
Oh, that's right. Next Saturday night's Marjorie.
And the following Saturday, Imogene.
Imogene.
Kochek's prize Holstein.
Thank you very much. Now, can I have a pickle?
Help yourself. Fred, why did Mr. Madsen question Dad about the Rinaldi brothers?
Just a shot in the dark, I guess.
He couldn't think Dad had anything to do with it.
Well, I'll ask George, but I think he was just looking for a clue.
I guess so. But it worries me. I know the whole town's against Dad, and all he wants is just to be left alone.
Well, sometimes in a small town, that's asking too much. Oh, I gotta get going or I'll never get any specimens.
Oh, I love it here. I wish I never had to go back to town.
No, back in the house ring. Go on. Get in there now.
I don't know, Doc. There aren't any leads from windswept. I haven't got one thing to go on except 2 mangled corpses and a busted-up boat.
I wish I could say I thought it was an accident, George, so you could close the books, but it just doesn't add up. You know, there was something I didn't mention to you in front of Kochek.
Oh, what was that?
Do you remember when I told you that the heads were severed from the trunks, almost as if by a surgeon's scalpel?
Yeah?
And yet the main arteries were distended several inches. It appeared as if something had been attached to pump out the blood.
I don't understand what you mean, Sam.
Generally, when a person is killed, the heart stops pumping almost immediately. There's always some blood left in the body.
Do you mean that there wasn't any blood left in him?
Essentially none.
Sam, you don't think we got a monster on our hands, now do you?
No, I don't. I think that there's a logical explanation that we just haven't found yet. But if I were you, I'd ride herd on Kochek. Rumors won't help now.
If you take my advice, you lock the doors and stay in the house tonight. Oh, thanks, Mrs. Wilson. Don't forget what I said. What can I do for you, Constable?
You can do what I ask you to.
I was only telling Mrs. Wilson what I thought.
Well, that's the trouble with you. You're always telling people what you think.
No crime in that.
In the past, no, maybe not. This time you got the whole town upset.
They got reason to be.
Oh, about the Rinaldi brothers, yes, but not about some monster.
You know as well as I do. Those two are not murdered by any ordinary human.
I didn't say anything about murder.
You giving out that bunk about an accident?
Until I'm sure, that's the official theory. And you better remember it.
Any 2-year-old can tell there was no accident. You should look up the history of this village.
Look, Kochek, I'm not going to argue with you. Now, I'm ordering you to stop the rumors. And if you don't stop spreading them, I'm going to lock you up for attempting to incite riot.
You can't do that.
You try me.
What's the trouble?
Oh, I don't know why people don't mind their own business.
Who, Kochek?
Yeah. He's got the whole town in a state of nerve.
He's a great talker.
I told him if he didn't quit it, I was going to have him thrown in jail.
Oh, you can't do that.
Oh, I know that, but I don't think he does. Come inside for a minute, will you, Fred? I want to talk to you. Come on, have a cup of coffee.
That Kochek's an idiot. He'd spend half as much time tending to business as he does gossiping, we'd be better off. I ordered that cleaner a month ago. Next week, he says. I'll bet we don't get it this time next month. See why they can't leave us alone. We do our job. There hasn't been a wreck on this point since we've been here. Those two brothers go fishing. Next thing, people asking questions, prying into our business. They ought to keep away from the point. That's what the light's here for. Wish that girl wouldn't work nights. A lonely place to get to after dark. Come on, Ray. Come on, boy.
This is Livingston, and you're watching Creature Features. Not now. Stay tuned. This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
Livingston, next Tuesday at 5 p.m., they have the Mod Squad on. You like
And
that
you're
show?
telling me this why?
You like that show? Or is it Tangelo who likes that show? So you watches the Mod Squad? I don't know. Who cares? Anyways, welcome back to the show. Mr. Steve stepped away. I think he's going to grab another robot.
Perhaps he had a couple.
No, he's got all kinds of robots in his vehicles. So I think, I think he drives one of those giant things that, those little people ride in. The sand crawler.
Sandcrawler.
Right, no, because I heard him when he went out, he went, Tunini. So I think it's that way of calling the vehicle over.
He went how?
Tunini.
An interesting sound.
It is, it's a wonderful sound. Anyways, letters, let's do some letters, because we've got mail.
We have some Colorado.
Colorado. People in Colorado are nice, because they're nice.
Of course.
They build nice ski resorts. All right, this is from Robert. I just moved into a new apartment in Longmont, Colorado. The Cure, a band from England, is coming to Denver soon. The actor from The Creature from the Black Lagoon died. Anyway, I wanted to write your shows. I also like your guests. Keep up the good work. Cheers. Happy Easter, Robert. This is an old letter. I bet you The Cure already went through Denver, and the man from Creature of the Black Lagoon, that was Bruno, what was his name? Bruno something.
Bruno something, I forget.
Right. I met him. Maybe you did too. Oh, nice guy. Anyways, yeah, he's gone. But yeah, well, happy Easter to you too, Robert, and happy Easter next year, I suppose, right? You got to get us all mail sooner than this. Easter.
Well, I'm trying to keep up.
All right. This is from Charlestown, Rhode Island. Creature features. Looks like almost like childlike handwriting. I probably shouldn't say anything.
That's my guess.
Oh, look at this. It's a nice dog. Look at this. You see this?
It's a superhero dog.
It is a superhero dog. There's sketches of us. Oh, how wonderful. All right, I'll show those in a moment. Let's read the letter. Hello, Creature Features. It's Sirius Moon from YouTube. I made some art for you guys and request, can you show Manhunter from 1986?
Manhunter.
Brian Cox. And also Nosferatu the Vampire from 1979 starring Klaus Kinski. From Sirius Moon. Nosferatu, they made one in 1979.
It was a remake.
Oh, was it?
Klaus Kinski was German as well.
Oh, you know him. Was he one of your friends?
Somebody I've met.
Did you go to the pub with Klaus?
Not the club, but...
Right. And then Manhunter. Now, we'll look into those. We don't know Robert. This isn't Robert. This is Sirius Moon. Who names their child Sirius Moon? That's odd.
Progressive people.
All right. And then let's show these photos. Here is me. And this is a striking resemblance, is it not?
There's a striking resemblance, indeed.
Oh, wait till you see yours. Mr. Livingston. Nice. No, it's an artistic rendition, right?
Yes, indeed. A caricature.
No, Tangela's is my favorite because she's got a big pouty lip on the bottom. Yeah, see? She makes that face sometimes, right?
All the time.
Right. Anyways, thank you so much for the wonderful art. Next up, Mr. Livingston.
Not sure. I think they're from Arizona.
Arizona? We shall figure it out. All right, Tucson, Arizona. Why is that so confusing? It says it right there, Tucson, Arizona.
I was not sure.
He needs glasses. Yeah, he's always saying fun of me for wearing glasses, and he needs them now because he can't read, right? Or no, a monocle. You're right. That would be good. Mr. Livingston with a monocle. You'd look like Mr. Peanut, albeit an angry Mr. Peanut, but you'd look like Mr. Peanut. With your tux, we just need to get him a top hat. All right, dear Vincent, Tangela, Livingston, and Andrew, thank you so much for the excellent movies that you share. We watch your show almost every night and binge all the past shows we can find. There's that word again, binge.
Binge.
Now, this is a strictly American thing, I think.
Binging?
Binge. People admit that they binge. When we binge in the UK, it's not something you want to admit to good company.
It has something to do with pubs, I believe.
Oh, is that it? All right. The very best movies were made in the past years, and the new ones just aren't the same. I completely agree. It's so refreshing to watch shows without the latest PC trends being pushed down our throats. PC trends, that's personal computer, right?
Yes.
Right. No. So, right, personal computers, they're like going the way of the dodo, it seems. Everyone's using their bloody phone as a computer. I mean, I still use one because I've got bad eyes, and he should use one because he's got bad eyes. Tonight we're watching What's the Matter with Helen, and Shelley Winters is one of my all-time favorite actresses. We love her too. We also love all of your personalities and your interactions between the scenes. Keep up the great work. Best wishes for a happy new year from Ellie, Yeshai, Brucey, Missy, Melon Fresh, Rebecca, Penny, Yitzhak, and Jacob in Tucson, Arizona. Now, I bet you Melon Fresh is the dog.
You think?
Well, I mean, the rest of these are all typical human names, but Melon Fresh, who would name their child Melon Fresh?
Very progressive people.
No, I think they would name the canine Melon Fresh. Write us back and let us know. The mystery is baffling. Is that it?
That's it.
That is it for letters. If you'd like to send us a letter of your own, go visit Hello Creature Features. It's got all the things you need to know about sending us email or sending us a package in the mail or shipping us large sums of cash in a giant barrel. Or not. Anyways, well, let's get back to the Monster Piedra Blancas. I can't even say that.
Piedras Blancas.
Say it again.
Piedras Blancas.
What movie are we getting back to?
Piedras Blancas.
No, the monster of.
The monster of Piedras Blancas.
The monster of what he said. We'll see you soon.
I'd invite you in, but it would only upset Dad.
He's gonna have to get to know me sometime.
Let him get used to the idea of us going together first.
Has he always been like that?
When I was a child, he was lots of fun.
What happened?
I remember it was just before my 9th birthday. Mother hadn't been feeling too well that afternoon. There was a ship in trouble off the coast, and Daddy had to stay in the tower. Mother got worse, but wouldn't let me call him until early morning. He phoned for the doctor, but he refused to come out in the storm. When they returned, Mother was dead.
I'm sorry.
They were so much in love. When Daddy was first transferred here, he wouldn't have anything to do with anybody. Shortly after, I was sent away to boarding school. It's just been in the last 2 years that I've even been home during summer vacations.
He must be a very lonely man.
He is. He lives in a world all of his own. Sometimes I can't even get through to him.
How's he gonna take me?
All right, I think. But it's going to be slow.
Well, we've got the rest of the summer.
It's a beautiful night.
It's almost too nice.
I haven't got a parlor I can invite you into, but I've got the best beach and rocks on the coast. Let's take a walk.
I'd love to, but if I don't get those specimens prepared I collected this afternoon, our trip will have been for nothing.
Well, you're very flattering.
I'm sorry. Now, you know I didn't mean it that way.
I forgive you. I'll be all right. See you tomorrow?
Night.
You're late, Lucille.
I'm sorry.
Did I hear you drive up a while back?
Mm-hmm. It was a beautiful night.
You've been swimming. How many times have I told you not to go swimming on that beach at night alone?
Daddy, you wouldn't have wanted me to swim with anybody. I forgot my suit.
I don't know what they teach you in college these days, but it certainly isn't modesty.
Independence, Daddy, independence.
All the same, this is a wild and desolate coast. There's no place for a young lady, or anyone else for that matter, to be out alone at night.
All right, I won't do it again. Tonight I had the strangest idea that I had a visitor.
What do you mean?
Nothing really, I guess. I just had the feeling that somebody was watching me.
You go swimming alone again at night, and I'm going to ship you back to that fine school of yours before vacation's over.
Daddy, you're not serious.
Yes, you bet I am.
You're really angry.
Better get to bed. It's getting late.
I'm sorry, Dad. Good night.
Good night.
Welcome back to Creature Features. We are watching The Monster of Piedras Blancas. Steve Mead, robot builder, did you know that this film was filmed at Point Conception, California?
I didn't recognize it, no.
And there's an actual lighthouse that they used for both the external and interior shots. And that's not typical with these films, because usually they'll do the outside on location, and then they'll do the inside on a set.
Yes.
But they did the whole thing on location, which is smart, or they had no money.
Thrifty.
Thrifty, exactly. What in God's name is this?
This is a pit droid.
A pit droid?
Yes.
I take it a droid who works in a pit.
In the pits.
Right.
Yes. They got that name from the prequels because they were in Anakin's pits for his pod racing.
Right.
So pit droids.
Oh, so it's like the blokes who changed the tires on a race car. But there was no tires.
No. They changed out spark plugs and motivators.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
Look at this. And you created this from scratch?
Yes. He's also 3D printed.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
How large is this machine of yours?
There's 6. That's why I said they're addictive.
You have 6 of them.
6 of them.
So, but the largest one to do the largest parts, what do you use?
It's a 12 by 12.
12
inches by 12 inches. Yep.
Oh my goodness.
They make bigger printers, but I don't want to take the risk of losing a large print.
Right. So, do you have to actually go on the computer and design these pieces, or can you find them online?
You can find them online at the Droid Depot.
There's a Droid Depot?
Yes.
How wonderful.
Yep.
Is it like droiddepot.com?
It is,
something else.
You got me on that one.
We'll figure it
Yes.
out. But a Droid Depot, my goodness. There was no Droid Depot when I was a child.
No. I would have been doing
We
this
didn't even
earlier.
have Home Depot.
We didn't even have electronics.
You know, I just heard that the last electronics store just closed.
Really?
I'm very sad to
That
hear
is.
that. No more Radio
I was sad
Shack.
when Radio Shack.
Right. Yeah, Radio Shack's gone. So you printed that, and then obviously this does not have any motors or anything.
His head is
Oh, look at this.
electronic.
And so what would it do?
He turns, looks around, turns on his eyes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
And those look like servos from like a plane or something,
Yeah.
right?
Or an RC car.
How amazing. And the eye, does it light up as an actual camera inside?
No cameras, because we do volunteers, so no cameras, to be on the safe side.
Volunteers, I don't understand.
I volunteer at the libraries teaching robotics.
Oh.
Yes.
How long have you been doing this?
7 years.
7 years. Teaching robotics in Fairfield.
It was in Santa Cruz, actually.
Santa Cruz?
Yeah.
You'll go all the way down to Santa Cruz?
I used to live in Santa Cruz, born and raised.
That would make sense. Yeah. So you know all about the Santa Cruz Boardwalk, and then Laughing Sal. Laughing Sal is the clown.
Yeah. Now there's another gentleman walking around, and he's wearing the Gumby.
Gumby? No. Laughing Sal is an animatronic
on the boardwalk.
Doll on the boardwalk. Help me out here, Tom.
From Playland at the beach.
From Playland at the beach in San Francisco.
Okay.
And I'm surprised you were not inspired by that, because she's like this mechanized thing. We'll put up a picture of Laughing Sal. She would give me nightmares if I was a child looking at this.
It sounds like it would. I mean, I'm not a clown person.
No, see, exactly. So you know exactly what I'm speaking of. All right. Well, this is absolutely amazing. I don't know what to say about it, but all I will say is I think this is going to be less impressive than the next thing you're bringing out.
He is my favorite.
Right. Got a
my
little
favorite.
surprise coming up. So let's get back to this film, and then when we come back, we're going to take a look at a robot that starts with an R and ends with a 2. Don't tell. Shh. Surprise. See you soon.
Jimmy, you don't have to come to the cemetery.
Okay, Mom. Mr. Kochek! Mr. Kochek! Hey, Mr. Kochek, where are you? Mr. Kochek! Mr. Kochek! Mr. Kochek!
We lay these brothers to rest with this promise, that their untimely end shall not go unaccounted for, as we put them to rest in the good earth of their native village. I shall read these words, for they were men who lived and died by the sea. O most powerful and glorious Lord God, at whose command the winds blow, lift up the waves of the...
Murder! Murder! Mom! Someone's been murdered! Mom! Someone's been murdered!
Who is it, Jimmy?
Mr. Kochek, he's dead. He looks awful.
Where, son? Where?
I went to his store to buy some candy, and he was in his office dead. And Mom, he didn't have any head.
Can you hold him here for a few minutes while I get back to town?
Yeah, sure.
All right, come on, Eddie, let's go.
We're not through here yet, folks. Let us repeat the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven.
Oh, this is no place for women and children. I'll send him home. Come on now. Come on, please. Go on home. As soon as the doctor's looked at the body, we'll give you a report. Go ahead now. Eddie, took the body with the countercloth.
How did it happen?
You better have a look.
Oh, Eddie, you better get outside and get yourself some fresh air so you feel better.
Okay.
Yeah. And poor little Jimmy had to see a thing like this.
Is that Kochek?
Yeah.
Same way?
Complete transection of all the veins and arteries, plus the esophagus, the trachea, and the spinal cord. I couldn't have done a cleaner job myself.
And no blood again, Doc?
Pumped dry.
All right, that does it. Now, let's have a look around and see what we can find. He must have been killed last night or early this morning. Now, look, this blob of ink here is completely dry. Now, I'd say that much ink wouldn't dry in less than 4 hours, Doc. What do you think?
Yeah, I'd say 4 hours would be minimum.
Well, I drove by here about 10:30 last night. The door was open. So I stopped in to see if everything was all right. Kochek said he had to work late. It was hot in here, and he left the door open to get some air. It must have happened between 10:30 and 4 this morning.
Well, it's difficult to tell with a body in that condition. I'd say about 1 or 2 a.m.
Yeah, well, I'll settle with that. Fred, did you find anything?
No, nothing yet.
Fred, come here a minute. What do you make of this?
I don't know. It looks like a fish gill, but it's too big.
Well, maybe something you picked up on the beach.
Well, could be. But I've never seen anything like it before.
Well, let's take it over to my office. We can run some tests on it and look at it under the microscope, huh?
Might as well. Doesn't seem to be anything else around here. Let's go.
You all right?
Yeah. Take the body in the ice room, Eddie. Lock the place up. Stay here and keep an eye on things. I'll send a relief over later.
Sure. Did you find anything? Maybe it was Kochek's monster.
Now, none of that. We got enough trouble the way it is. You two scientists have been dipping that thing in the solution for the last hour. Looking at it this way and that. Now, what is it?
Our good constable doesn't seem to realize that scientific investigation is a slow and tedious process, huh?
Sometimes taking years.
Oh, fine. We haven't even got days.
Oh, relax, George. I'll be through here in a minute. Fred, hand me that comparative slide, will you? Friend, come here, take a look at this. What do you think?
There's no doubt about it. The two structures are similar.
What's similar?
Well, the structure of the specimen we found in Kochek's store is essentially the same as that of the diplovertebron, only larger.
What is a diplovertebron?
It's a prehistoric amphibious reptile thought to be extinct. Fossilized specimens have been found about 100 miles north of here. But this is living tissue.
Living tissue? I thought you said they were extinct.
This is not the scale of a diplovertebron. I simply said they were similar.
Well, what is it then?
I wish we knew that and how it got into Kochek's store.
Oh, well, he's always roaming up the coast fishing. It's probably something he found and brought home with him.
Well, maybe, but I still want to run a few more tests on this.
Yeah.
I think so.
And in the meantime, I'm no closer to solving my problem.
Well, that's about it until we can make positive identification one way or another. Even then, it may not help.
I can't do any good here. I might as well get back to the cafe.
Mr. Madsen! Mr. Madsen! Oh, Mr. Madsen, I've been looking all over for you.
What's the matter,
It's
Lucy?
Dad.
What happened?
I don't know exactly. I found him at the bottom of one of the caves. He's hurt, I can tell. He's unconscious.
Now, just take it easy. We'll go right out.
Here, Lucy, here. Take one of these. You'll feel better in a minute.
That's...
All right, can you make it?
All right, let's get going. Come on. Here, Doc. Thanks.
Yes, this is Leo from Rochester, New Hampshire. I am calling to say that I am very impressed. When I was a kid, I used to watch Creature Feature, and now I'm 63 and I still watch Creature Feature. Thank you very much for having a program like that on. It is awesome. Thank you once again.
Hello, this is Livingston. Apparently, one of my newly acquired domestic duties is to request help for our show financially by asking you to visit our Patreon page. Your generosity will help keep Creature Features on the air, which I'm not entirely sure is a good thing. However, with only a few dollars a month from you, your kindness will allow us to continue creating new programming each week, which apparently some of you curiously enjoy. And should you have the desire to give even more, you might even receive a gift from Miss Tangella. I think not. Please visit the website below to learn more. Thank you.
Welcome back to Creature Features. This is a night of sea monsters and robots. That's what we do here. It's like fusion cuisine.
Yes.
Right? We just combine two interesting things into one and make a wonderful souffle. So anyways, we are watching the monster of Piedras Blancas. My Spanish is going to be good after this show.
Is it Spanish?
I think so. Blancas. That's pretty much anything Blanca is.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Anyways, the creature costume in this film was used on Flipper.
Really?
Right. Now, Flipper is one of my favorite. What's this? Oh my goodness! Look who's here. I know this robot. Look at this. It's R2-D2 right here in person.
Yes.
You know, is Darth Vader still looking for him?
Yes, he is.
You
yes,
know, we can maybe make a ransom claim.
Oh.
This is amazing. So he moves. Make him move again. Look at this. Oh my goodness. You know, with 2 or 3 of these, we can replace our entire film crew here.
Yeah.
No.
And they're cheaper.
Right. No, he probably works for not peanuts, something, right?
Electricity.
Electricity. There's a battery inside, of course.
Yes.
And how long can you go on one charge?
On his new batteries, he'll do a whole show, so 8 hours.
8 hours on new batteries.
Yes.
And what kind are they, like car
They're
batteries?
the Ryobi batteries.
From the tools?
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah.
They work, right?
Yep.
That's the spot. And then you can find it if you lose your charger, you can go to a Home Depot.
Yes. Or if I leave it at home and I'm hours away,
That's incredible.
I can get one
right?
from Home Depot. Yep.
Right. No, that's a smart move.
Yeah.
So how long did it take you to make this one?
This one was 10 months.
10 months.
Yeah, he's number 3. My first one took almost 2 years.
Why? It was the time difference.
Because I was experimenting and I was doing mostly learning as I go.
Right.
And so in this one, I made templates for my first one. So now I cut it down considerably.
Now you control it with this thing.
PS2.
Oh, show me.
You gotta go old school.
Oh, that's incredible. So you could play video games and control your robot.
Yes.
May I?
I'll go for it.
So, oh, look at this. Oh, it's the same one. Oh, this is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
That is amazing.
The other one turns his head.
Oh, how fun. You know, we cannot allow Tangela to see this because she will abscond with it.
Mm-hmm.
No, she will love it. And then I take it the buttons.
Yeah, any combination of the 4 in the front to the ones by your right thumb control the different sounds.
Livingston, do you know what I want for Christmas? No, you should build these on commission.
I do. I have 3 that I'm building on commission right now.
This is wonderful.
Yeah.
My goodness. No, and I think George Lucas should hire you for his next film.
I think he should too.
Right, because George Lucas likes this robot for some reason. I don't know why.
Yes.
But it's one of his favorites.
It was long. It took the longest to design.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Now I understand the original had a tiny person inside.
Kenny Baker.
Kenny
Rest
Baker.
his soul.
Right.
Yep.
My goodness.
He was in the original movies. You can see his feet go from the body into the feet of the droids, but they used that black corrugated pipe for like drainage.
Oh.
To try and block
to
it
hide.
out.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. No, that's incredible. I'm going to try this one more time.
Yeah, they had a lot of issues with the droid in the original Star Wars because they used blue screens back then instead of green screens.
Right.
So whenever R2's in the X-Wing fighters, he's actually painted black on all the blue spots.
Oh, that's incredible.
Because it would show through to space.
I'm being a terrible host. I'm not paying attention to you, and I'm playing with your robot.
The star he's getting all the attention.
No, I just want my chance with it before Tangela arrives because you know her. She's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
You've met her.
R2-D2 also has an original name.
What was his original name?
His original name was R2-D2.
R2-D2?
Yes. In the movie, it's R2-D2.
Oh, my goodness.
Kenner Toys thought the kids wouldn't understand that, so they actually named him R2-D2.
No, but they call him R2-D2 in the movie.
The new ones, they do, yes.
Oh, they didn't in the first?
R2-D2.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I suppose they were just calling him R2, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we need to get back to this film because people, there's people who watch our show who just want to see the film. They don't want to see all this. So let's get back to the film, and when we come back, let's take a look at some details on this thing.
Sounds good.
All right, off we go, back to the movie. Don't go away, because R2 will get mad.
Lucy, you stay here. Doc? Yeah, this are.
How is he, Doctor?
Has a bad gash in his right arm and his leg is hurt. I can't tell how badly until I examine him more carefully. Help me get him to his feet, huh? Now, be careful, that arm is hurt real bad. That's it. Now, George, you get my bag, will you, please?
All right.
Now, let's get him to the lighthouse so I can give him a more thorough examination. Come on, come on.
In there.
Over there.
Would anybody like some coffee?
Yes.
Why don't you get some?
I'll be a minute.
She's taking it pretty well.
She's a fine girl, Fred.
Yeah, I know. Doc, how is he?
Well, he's had a bad fall, but he's the wiry type.
Doctor?
No, later, Lucy, thank you.
Will he be all right?
No, he'll need rest. Takes some time for this arm to heal, and we'll have to be careful no infection sets in.
What about his leg?
Well, fortunately, it isn't broken. There's just a sprain, a bad cut. But I'll tape it up.
Thank goodness.
Honey, do you have any idea how this might have happened?
Nothing more than I told you. I went to bed about 11. I thought I heard him go out, but I'm not sure.
Was he alone?
Probably Ring went with. That's strange.
What?
And all the excitement I hadn't noticed. Ring hasn't been around all morning.
You know, I've never seen those two apart.
They never are, except when Dad goes into town. Then he locks him up. I'll call him. Ring? Here, Ring? Ring? Come here, Ring. I don't know where he's gotten to. He usually comes when I call him.
Oh, he'll show up. Lucy, here. Now, he'll probably sleep for quite a while. When he wakes up, give him one of these. If the pain is bad, 1 every 2 hours. Otherwise, 1 every 4 hours is often enough,
Would you take him to my room, please?
Oh, sure. Boys, would you help him? I think he'll be more comfortable in bed,
You bet.
Easy now.
All right. Take it easy now.
Can he have something to eat when he wakes up, Doctor?
Oh, yes, if he feels like it. But don't force him. Now, I'll be back later to have a look. And if there's any change, you can call,
Thank you.
Wish he'd have felt like talking. Maybe he'd been able to tell us something.
Well, it shouldn't be too hard to figure out, George. There was a broken lantern on the beach beside him. Now, he must have gone out last night when Lucy heard him. He went down by the rocks and fell.
Yeah, but that still doesn't explain where the dog is.
He's probably out in the moors chasing rabbits.
Well, maybe so. We better get back to town.
Yeah.
Look, take my Jeep. I'm going to stay with Lucy for a while. You can come back and pick me up later.
All right, Fred. Perhaps you'll be able to talk then.
Thanks for everything.
Anytime, Lucy.
You look bushed. Sit down, I'll get you a coffee.
I don't know how Dad's going to take this. He's never been sick a day in his life.
Well, he's just going to have to get used to it and take it easy for a while.
You don't know Dad and his lighthouse.
I'll come out and give you a hand. Maybe it'll give me a chance to get to know him a little better.
Lucy?
He's awake. How do you feel, Dad?
I don't know. What happened?
We found you on the beach at the bottom of one of the big cliffs. The doctor says you'll have to stay in bed.
But I can't.
You've got to.
I've got to tend the light.
Fred.
I'm sorry, sir. Those are orders.
What are you doing here?
He helped get you up from the beach.
Oh.
Would you like something to eat? Maybe some broth.
Well, I suppose you won't leave me alone until you get your own way.
It'll be good for you. Watch him, will you, Fred? I'll be right back.
Thank you.
That's all right. Do you have any idea what happened?
I'm trying to think.
Well, you must have gone out last night. Lucy said she heard you, and there was the broken lantern on the beach.
Yes, that's right. After she went to her room, I took the lantern and started down toward the cove.
Why?
She'd been swimming again, and I'd forbidden it. She's headstrong. And last night she had the feeling she was being watched. I went down to see what I could find.
Did you see anyone?
No.
There's been another murder.
Who?
Kochek. We found his body this afternoon.
He talked too much.
Mr. Sturgis, you've been around a long time. What do you know of the legend?
Piedras Blancas? Well, the coastal currents off this point are very treacherous. And the rocks on the seaward side are covered white with gull droppings. In bad weather, they're almost impossible to see. Many a ship was lost on those rocks before this light was built. There's not a record of any survivors.
Oh, with the coast and surf like that, that isn't surprising.
No, but people would rather start a legend. Some of the earlier settlers claimed a monster lived in the rocks below this point.
Do you believe it?
Of course not.
Has anyone ever had a look in those caves?
It's government land. Nobody's allowed.
Do you mind if I have a look?
There's nothing there.
Well, then it won't hurt to have a look.
I don't want you on those rocks. It's dangerous.
All right. Are you sure that you don't remember anything that happened last night?
If I did, I'd tell you.
As you requested. Oh my God.
Look. Where'd you find her, Will? Will, I understand how you feel. We all do. But if we're ever going to stop this wanton killing, you got to try to help us. You got to tell me whatever you can. Will, where was she going?
Mother sent her to the store.
Thanks, Will. Come on, let's go check with Eddie. See if she ever got there.
His broth will be ready in a minute. Well, what's the matter?
Well, nothing.
I can tell. Now, what is it?
Is your father often gone from the lighthouse any length of time?
Why do you ask?
You said after your mother died that he changed.
Yes.
And that after you moved out here, you wanted to be left alone. He even sent you away to school and wouldn't let you come home during vacations.
What are you getting at?
How long was it after you moved here that he sent you away to school?
About 2 months.
Did anything unusual happen before he sent you away?
I don't think so.
But you said he seemed better for a while.
He was.
Then why did he send you away?
It was something I did. It wasn't anything, just kid stuff.
No, go on.
Well, when we lived up north, he let me play around the rocks and go to the beach alone. But shortly after we moved here, he refused me the privilege. Said it was too dangerous. The cliffs never seemed any bigger than the ones up north. So I sneaked away one day and got caught in one of the caves by the tide. When he found me, it was dark, and he was furious. I'd never seen him like that. He sent me to bed without supper, and the next morning I was packed off to boarding school. I didn't see him for almost 10 years.
And he didn't give you any reason at all?
I never questioned him.
You've heard of the legend of White Rocks?
Sure.
But you've never been in those caves. Think I'll have a look.
What for?
Your father's keeping something from me.
Isn't that a little unfair?
I don't think so. He as much as ordered me not to go in those caves.
Well, this is his light. He's responsible.
Look, that's not quite the point. 3 people in the last 24 hours have met with violent deaths. I don't think there's anything to the legend, but I've got to be sure.
Even if it means disobeying my father.
I'm not his son-in-law yet.
I thought you trusted him.
I do.
If you did, you wouldn't go to the caves.
I'm sorry.
I don't think you'd better come here again.
Eddie! 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 That's funny. I told him to stay here till I sent a relief. Let's look outside. I can't understand where Eddie's disappeared to. You look in the office and see if Kochek's body's still there. All right. I'll try the ice room. Yes.
There.
You all right?
Go get him. No, not now.
Him. Is he dead?
Oh, he's got a broken collarbone and his back may be injured. We better get him over to my office.
Sam. It's the same?
Here, take it easy. Why, it's identical.
Well, I guess we found our killer.
Or he's found us.
Well, can you handle things here? I better go get Fred.
All right, George. Now be careful.
Yeah. Lucy! Lucy! Lucy, I've got to see Fred.
What's happened?
There have been 2 more murders.
Oh, no. Who?
Eddie and Will's little girl.
How did it happen?
I haven't got time to tell you now. I've got to get Fred and go back into town.
He went down to the cliffs.
All right. Oh, look. Now remember, one thing. You keep the place locked. And don't come out until we call you. Now, there's a creature loose around here someplace. He's not headed this way, but don't take any chances.
All right.
Now remember.
All right.
You gave me quite a fright.
I'm sorry, Fred.
What's the matter?
We found our killer.
What is it?
It's inhuman. He's nearly 7 feet tall. He's got tremendous strength. You know, that scale you found, that was part of it. He's killed 2 more people and escaped.
Where'd he go?
South, along the beach. We've got to track him down.
I'll tell Lucy.
No. I've already warned her. They're in no danger. We'll go after him. So, come on.
Daddy, do you want some broth? It's ready.
This is Livingston, and you're watching Creature Features. Stay tuned. This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
Welcome back to Creature Features. If you're just joining us, you missed this guy, his performance, most of it. But we'll see some more of it. You know, I know when Tangela comes, she's going to want to steal your controller.
I'm been warned to keep track of it.
Right, right. So, the monster of Piedras Blancas, they've seen the monster and he's on the run.
Yes.
I think we're getting close to the end of the monster or of one of his victims.
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, usually, yeah.
Yeah?
Take a couple out with, hopefully.
Right, right. So let's talk about this bloke. So we saw him rolling around. Tell us about some of the features on the thing itself.
My R2, he is, I call him a mutt because he's actually a bunch of different genres of the R2s. He's wood, metal, 3D printed, and vacuum formed ABS.
My goodness. So it's like got all the elements.
Mm-hmm.
You just need fire and water.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah. Yeah, before I put fuses in him, he did catch fire.
Now, you mentioned some of the items on the front.
On the front over here, these guys here, if you look at them closely, they are actually the coin slots from soda machines.
My goodness. Now, did you actually do that, or did you print those?
These are 3D printed, but George Lucas, in their break room, setting up for the movies, he was taking parts from everywhere.
My goodness.
He ordered a truckload of Revel models.
Right.
And that's what they made the train of the Death Star on.
Right, but that does not... They did not use Coke machines on the Death Star.
No, but they did use Pepsi.
Pepsi, of all things. And then you said it's got a coin return as well.
Yes, the mechanism down below here, that was actually the coin return for the soda machines.
Incredible.
Yeah, and these were the vents for the heating on it somewhere.
You need to make a coin dispenser, just so that...
Yeah.
Right.
But I could do cards. R2 can have cards, trading cards.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Right. No. Yeah. And then the little flippers come out too as well, right?
Yes, but they're not motorized.
No.
But they do come out. And he did, during a wedding, he was the ring bearer at a wedding, and he had the grooms on one side and the brides on the other side.
The rings?
The rings.
On his, what do they call those? The little flipper things.
Flipper things.
Flipper things. I am typically not technical, but I got it on that one. So, which is the eye? How does it look?
This is his eye, the big blue part.
All right.
And then these are his holo projectors. Can't reach them.
Oh, I see.
And then the blinking red are his logic eyes. R2 is usually his logic eyes are blue. I made mine red because he's a little dark.
Oh, well, that's a stylistic thing. But these things you called a projector?
Yeah, the holo projectors.
They look like the vents on a jet.
They do.
Maybe?
Maybe.
No? All right.
Well, I don't know. George couldn't afford much back then.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, disassembling a Coke machine's one thing, but disassembling a jet is an entirely different
yeah.
Right.
Especially if you're caught.
This is incredible. So have you had any disasters with it?
He did catch on fire.
Oh, that's not nice.
When he was first born.
Right.
He made it through there. But often we run into the side of vendor tables.
Oh, well, that's not so bad.
No.
You know, I was prepared for a story about, a small animal or child being run over.
You weren't supposed to bring that up.
Oh,
There's only
right.
the one child, and when he wakes up, I'll let you know how he's doing.
You never know.
It's been a year, though.
What do you say we end this film?
Sounds good.
All right, let's get to the end of this film, and then when we come back, we're going to find out what you're doing next, right?
All right. Yes.
All right. So you folks at home, if you're watching and you see the credits roll for the movie, don't go away, because we'll still be here, right?
Yes.
R2 will still be here. Tangelo will be over here.
Uh-oh.
And we're going to wonder where they went, right?
Yeah.
No, he will do it.
It's time to
do it.
start
So
hiding.
stick around for the credits and after the credits, and we'll say goodbye to you then. See you soon.
All right, wait a minute, men. Wait. Now, look. Fred and I will cover the beach along the rocks. Merritt, you take 2 men and cover the cliffs from the top. Jake, you try the moor. Now, don't get divided. And don't try to take him by yourselves because you're no match for him. Now, fire 3 signal shots in case you come in contact with him. But don't get too close. Wait till the rest of us get there. You understand that?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Look at the size of those prints. Want me to signal?
No. Let's wait till we're sure that he's cornered. You know, some of these caves come out on top of the cliff. Come on. Come on. He must have gone out through the top. Come on.
Over here! Merritt's dead. We'll have to get Mike back right away and patch him up.
We'll all have to go back. We'll need reinforcements.
Well, come on, let's go then. He needs medical attention.
Yeah, now look, man. We'll start the hunt tomorrow morning at daybreak. Bring Merritt's body, boys, will you? Let me help you.
Dad, you're feeling better. You slept most of the day. This is good and warm. It'll give you strength.
Now, I've got to get up to the light.
Eat this and we'll talk about it.
You don't understand.
Yes, I do. There. That's better. Dad?
Yes.
Why didn't you want Fred to go to the caves?
It's dangerous.
Is that the only reason?
What's between you and Fred?
I'm in love with him.
I don't want you to see him again.
2 more people have been killed in the village. Do you know anything about the killings? The people in the village think you do.
They're fools.
Daddy, the last person killed was a child, a little girl.
Maybe I'm responsible. I don't know.
What do you mean?
Do you remember the long walks I used to take when we first came here?
You'd say they helped to keep you from brooding about Mother.
Yes. Well, there were many caves along the cliffs that I was sure had never been explored. I noticed one in particular at low tide. One day when the tide was at full ebb, I waded out through the opening and walked through it. I walked for what seemed miles until I saw a light ahead. Climbed up to it and found a narrow fissure opening at the mouth of the big cave below the lighthouse. It wasn't big enough for me to get through, so I had to go back. Just before I got to the entrance, I realized the tide had closed me in. Suddenly, I had the strangest feeling that I was being watched. And I heard sounds like heavy breathing. I dove through the opening and swam out. The next day, I went back to the mouth of the cave below the light and left some fish I'd caught. The following morning, they were gone.
Is that why you packed me off to boarding school?
Oh, I knew it wouldn't be long until you'd find that opening and squeeze through. I couldn't take a chance, Lucy. After you left, I was even more lonely. Strange, but I got to worrying about that poor creature in the cave. I fished every day and left my catch. Finally, I I just couldn't catch enough, so I got meat scraps. Wasn't long before the fish was refused, and I had to get more meat. And last night, when you mentioned that you had the feeling someone was watching you, I had to go down and see. I must have slipped on the rocks, or I don't know.
I'm sorry, Dad.
Can you remember anything else that happened last night?
I just had the feeling somebody was watching me, that's all. Dad, do you mean to tell me you've been feeding this whatever it is all these years?
Until Kochek gave my scraps away the other day. I'd have paid him for them if that's what he wanted.
I'm sure he didn't do it spitefully.
So you see, if there is a monster, maybe in a way I am responsible.
Don't say that, Dad. You had no way of knowing.
But I should have guessed. I should have guessed and told the sheriff. But somehow I had a protective feeling, like it was my own. After you left, I was very lonesome, Lucy, and seemed less lonesome knowing that there was some living creature nearby. I know it's stupid, but I never got along with the townspeople. It was something to hang on to.
I understand. Dr. Jorgensen says you'll have to stay in bed.
I've got to tend the light.
I'll turn it on when it's time.
But the prisms need cleaning, and it's got to be oiled.
One night won't hurt.
Lucy, you've got to help me.
It's going to be a clear night. You don't have to worry.
But suppose the legend is true.
You could kill yourself going up there tonight.
I could do less. I can't. It's my responsibility.
Oh, all right.
Lucy,
Let me get you something warm.
You've got to help me. If a ship went aground tonight and he was out there hunting, there wouldn't be a single survivor.
Let's rest a while. All right now?
Yeah, let's go on. I'll be all right now. You can go down.
Are you sure?
If I need you, I'll call you. Better bolt the door, windows. Now go.
All right.
What's that for?
Because I love you.
Look, Doc, can I give you a hand?
No, I'm almost finished now, George.
Oh, how bad is he?
Well, he'll be all right. Had a bad blow on the head. He's suffering from shock, mashed hand. But I can't find much other damage.
Look, I don't know what good all this snooping around does. Now that we got a monster on our hands, let's go out and get it.
You saw what happened this afternoon. We're no match for him yet.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm just jumpy. Well, what did you find?
Well, he's definitely a member of the Diplovertebron family, but a peculiar derivation.
Where'd he come from?
Well, from the description you and the doctor gave me, and a careful analysis of these two scales, I'd say he was created at the bottom of the sea.
No, I don't understand it.
Well, it's obvious from the structure of this scale that he's capable of sustaining tremendous pressures, the likes of which you'd only find at great depths. Still, he seems equally capable of living out of water. This leads me to believe perhaps he's from a subterranean cave.
Oh, well, then you think he's some kind of a fish?
No, but he bears a marked resemblance to the reptilian family.
Like a crocodile, huh?
That's right. Of course, we have no idea where he came from or how he got here, and I'm just guessing. But I'd say he's a mutation of the reptilian family. Well, this is what we've got to decide before we go after him in the morning. Does he have a brain that's capable of rational thinking, or is he just a beast? If he can think, we're in real trouble.
Okay, Mike. Now, you take it easy for a while.
Thanks, Doc. What do you think, Doc?
I think we'd better try to establish a pattern from his actions.
You'll buy the reptilian theory, then?
Well, it accounts for the bloodlust, all right.
Oh, also explains his appearance.
Did you notice anything about his vision or hearing?
Not much. It all happened too fast. Offhand, I'd say he operates primarily on the sense of smell.
Why do you say that?
Well, we didn't discover him until George surprised him by going into the ice room. Now, either he's very clever, knew we were there and was hiding, or else he didn't sense the danger until we were right on top of him.
Well, he might have been asleep.
If his sense of hearing was any good, he would have awakened long before that. I don't think he just happened to go into Kochek's store. I think he smelled meat, went in, found Kochek, finished him off, and then went into the ice room in search of more food.
Yeah, and then poor Eddie walked right into the death trap.
That's right.
Well, you think he either sensed or knew that if he remained there, he'd be fed. Then we have a thinking monster.
I'm afraid so.
I'd like to take him alive.
Why, we wouldn't stand a chance. Besides, I couldn't allow that. I'm responsible for the welfare of the people of this town. Now, we've got a monster on our hands, and it's my job to see us destroyed.
George, it may be the safest way to get him.
Oh, you're siding with him?
Now, look. It won't be easy to kill this thing even if we want to. You saw what happened to the meat cleaver when it hit him. Now, maybe we can kill him with a gun. I don't know. But I do know that our greatest advantage is our brains.
All right, then let's use them and not take a chance.
Listen to me a minute. We'll get a net, and we'll put it at the base of the cliff with a side of beef in the middle of it. When he comes to get the meat, we drop the net and close in on him.
Believe me, George, it's the safest way. If you try to corner him, there's no telling how many men he will kill before you get him. Besides that, Fred is right. He may answer a lot of our questions on evolution, as well as putting our town on the map.
Well, I suppose you two will get your own way.
If I didn't believe it was right, I wouldn't even suggest it.
All right. Then let's get into town. Now, I want to see that the streets are all cleared by dark. Then we'll go to the garage and get on this net business.
We'll see you later, Doc.
Call me if you need me. I'll be here.
Here, Ring. Ring. Here, Ring. Ring. Come here, Ring. Come on, boy.
Hi. Hi. How's Mike? Well, he'll be all right. Look, Jake, Fred wants a rope net.
What for? Well, I've got an idea of the safest way to catch the monster to trap him. Now, if we can get a net about 10 by 10, I think we can do it.
You got one?
I think so. We'll take a look.
All right, I'll be back shortly. I have to go over to the office.
Take the Jeep.
Oh, thanks.
Dad, I'll be right there, just changing.
and see how things are going. We could use another hand.
Well, fine. What do I do? Help tie this together.
What are you gonna do with this thing if you do catch it?
Ship it to the university.
What are they gonna do with it?
Well, finding a living link in the evolution of any species could clear up a lot of unanswered questions.
I guess so, but it ain't getting this net built.
Fred, I'm worried.
What's the matter?
Well, as I drove over from the office, I noticed the light wasn't on. Now, you better phone Lucy and see if everything is all right.
Go ahead.
There's no answer.
Did you use the right number?
761.
Try it again.
Something's wrong. I better get out there.
All right, you go ahead. Now, I'll round up some men, and I'll follow as quickly as I can.
I'll go with you.
Lucy! Lucy! Lucy!
Dad. Ring.
Lucy! Go back! You can't do anything! Run, Lucy, run!
I'll go for help.
Hurry, the monster's in the lighthouse with Dad.
Stay there! He's in the tower! Barricade the front, we'll have him trapped. I'm all right, Lucy! He'll never get through the steel door!
Look, we'll use the net to block the entrance off. Good, you brought some extra rope. Right. Is there any clothesline?
In the back.
All right, I'll get it.
you get a line up to me?
I'll throw one up and we'll rig it to the tow rope and make a bosun's chair.
No, hold your fire. You might hit Sturgis.
Get back, darling!
Keep him in the light.
Lucy, turn on the light!
And that ends the monster of Piedras Blancas, Senorita. Lighthouse Light is the thing
the death of.
I would not let her have access to the R2D2 control unit. Anyways, use Lighthouse if you've got an issue with
maybe a spotlight
or a spotlight. But I don't think they had spotlights strong enough back then to like blind a sea monster type creature, right?
Yeah, that might be an issue.
Right. So what's next for Steve, the robot builder?
In 2 weeks, we're going to be in Stockton Con.
I love Stockton Con.
Yeah, it's a 2-day event. It's a blast. One of my favorites.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, hello, R2.
I told you you're going to have trouble keeping this thing from her.
Yep.
So you're doing that, and then you bring these guys, and you
we have a display we set up with all the droids. We drive around throughout the convention, running into people.
How fun!
And interacting, and tons of pictures. Oh my gosh.
Right.
Tons.
No, of course you do.
R2.
Of course, she's stealing all my thunder because she's running in front of my camera. Yeah. Hello, R2, Tangela. Now, she likes remote control things. She's quite good at making remote detonated explosives. It's
I might have to talk about with R2 getting a deployment system.
I tell you, if you need something to be exploded, blown up, torn apart, or launched very far. No, she has her own trebuchet.
Really?
Yeah. No,
all right.
Yeah, she's good with wood, cutting large lumber and making large things. Well, that's wonderful. So Stockton Con, you can find out information at stocktoncon.com.
Yes.
And then you have a website, right?
Yes, it's r2sc.com.
r2sc.com.
Yep.
And
shows all his adventures.
Right, that's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Steve, for coming on the show and bringing us these robots. And my apologies for this. And next time you're in town, let us know, right?
Certainly.
All right, and as far as you guys are concerned, thank you for watching our program. We do appreciate it. We know you could have been watching that Crooked Man movie, but instead you stayed with us. And for that reason, we love you. We'll see you next week. So, Steve, I was thinking, is there any chance that Is there any chance you would accept a check?
Many.